What is up, everybody? It's Sven Diesel here. We're going to be tying up the poly ant fly pattern. This will be utilizing a few products from Semperfli and also Whiting Farms and Stealth hooks. Very similar to a lot of ant patterns out there. So let's get started with a size 12 hook. I've been tying these in 10s and 12s and 14s, making sure it's secure in the vise. And we're going to use a 6/0 wax thread by Semperfli in the color black. This new poly yarn comes in a bunch of different colors, and so you can tie it to match black, brown, even red or cream ants if you have those where you're at. But we're just going to start our thread and get a good thread base down the back of the half shank of the hook, and I'll trim out my tag end. And where this is the material here, it comes on a spool. This is the color black. It's a floating poly yarn, just supposed to float for days. I'm not going to fish this without any floatant. I'm going to definitely add floatant to it just to help get the hackle and the fibers. But I'm going to take this tag end and do a pinch wrap right there, and then work my way down to the bend of the hook, and then do some really nice tight wraps up, and then leave my thread right there. And then we're just going to palmer this around. I'm going to do one wrap around the bend of the hook, and then I'm kind of pulling a little bit tight, but not super tight on this, because I don't want to trap the fibers and decrease its floatability. And then we'll secure this right here, but I want to beef up this rear section here, because if you've ever looked at an ant, it's a little bit beefier. You could potentially make a beetle with this same technique, just wrapping up and over it again. But you can see I didn't go all the way back, and then I advanced back up to my original tie-off point there. And I'll go ahead and do a couple wraps in front just to lay down a little bit more thread here, and then we'll fold this over. And if you have a little bit of skill, you can go ahead and leave this in, because that's what we're going to use to make the head of the ant. However, I like to trim it out, just this is not too much extra of a steps, and we don't waste any material the way I'm doing it. And so the next material we're going to tie in, this is some of the Semperfli Predator fibers. I'm using this basically as the wings of the ant. I want to basically pull off a little bit here. If you're going to be doing a bunch of these, you can pull off a little thicker section, but since I'm just tying this for the video, I'm just going to keep folding it in half until I get about 10 to 15 fibers. You're going to have to kind of use your best judgment for the size of hook you're tying on, but I'm going to fold it around the thread so that it's folded in half. I'm going to secure it right there, kind of creating a little bit of a step on my material from the hook shank. You can see it's a little bit of a drop off. And then we're going to figure eight these to create the wings, and I'll just come up and over and then around. You could make posts and wrap around it a few more times, but unnecessary. I just need something off the back to imitate the wings, and then I'll clean that up. I've got a few stray fibers there I'll trim out, and we'll go ahead and then trim the wings. I'm going to basically leave it about double the length from the bend, so you could see it's I'm using the hook as a ratio on where to cut it. And then the last thing we're going to use is the Whiting Farms. This is a dryfly red label. It's the color that I'm going for. It's kind of a orangey grizzly, but it's called golden brown, and it's really, really, really awesome. So we're going to take a feather. I'm going to prep it by just cutting, pulling off so I got the stem exposed. I'll tie that in on my side with some nice securing wraps back to our wings, and then I'll just kind of clean up this underbody here where we're going to be palmering this hackle. And then once I get in front of that step, I'll just leave my thread right there. I'm going to lay down a little bit of Z-cement here. This is what is going to kind of bond this all together, but more importantly, it's going to keep this hackle, which is probably, I don't know, it seems like you always have the hackle that comes undone, and so this super glue here is still wet as I'm palmering this around. And we're just going to do touching wraps. You can go as dense or as sparse as you want, but we're trying to imitate the legs and bugginess of the ant and the midsection, and so we'll go ahead and palmer this up and around. You can pull the fibers back with your other hand. I'm kind of struggling to get the underneath ones. Sometimes I poke my thumb way too many times when tying these, but then I'll just pull this hackle up and around. And we went pretty dense with this because I want to help it float a little bit better. make it so that it lands secure, because that is going to be what keeps the hook point down and it from wobbling side to side. I'm going to trim it out, leaving a little bit of the stem exposed, because I'm going to pull all these fibers back that I can to clean up this head, so that we can go ahead and use that poly yarn for the front of the head as well. And so I'm just going to ramp those back just a little bit, not super, like I'm not trying to create a cone or anything, but just pressure so that they're kind of going more straight up and out of my way. And then I'll take the poly yarn here and I'll just do another pinch wrap, bringing the thread up between my fingers, and then we'll secure that back and then leave my thread right there in front of the eye. And then we'll just wrap this up and around, with our first wrap kind of being right there against the hackle. And then I'll come and progress my way up and over, and you want about 2 to 3 wraps. 4 gets a little bit much, but we'll go ahead and do a couple wraps behind, a couple wraps in front, and I'll repeat that to make sure it's nice and secure. I'm not going to trim that out yet, but I'm going to do a 3-turn whip finish, making sure that we're right there, we're not crowding the eye. I'm trying to get that nice and secure in there between our material and the eye. And then we'll do a double 3-turn whip finish, and that is bulletproof now. So I'll trim that out, and then the last step, I'll trim this out without cutting my thread. If you got a little tag end sticking up, it just adds to the head. And then we're going to trim the bottom of this to help it, 1, with the landing, and 2, create the legs. And we'll just trim them as flush as we can to the underneath of the fly. And if you could be as particular or as OCD as you want with this, but just try and get it the best you can. And there we go. That's a poly ant. Looks like a lot of other ant patterns out there. This will be used on floating line. I'll probably treat it with some floatant, especially getting those predator fibers and the hackle treated very well. Dry, it lands like a awesome, but it does seem to, once it gets wet, sink, and so that's why we're going to treat it. But it's that season of summer, so tie some up in your favorite colors, and hopefully they pierce some lips for you.